Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World. And it's funny that yesterday in my video I talked about how there's not really a whole lot going on in Monster Hunter right now. And it's almost like Socks saw that particular video and he was just like, what did you say, Rurikhan? What the hell did you just say? Hey, we gotta fix this. And then boom, explosion of new content which is going to be added into the game, and it is going to be released tonight. And I was just like, holy crap. Now, not only that, but they've also detailed a couple of things that are coming down the pipe, which we'll also talk about in this particular video, such as arch-tempered elder dragons. But let's get into it. The very first thing that we got to talk about is the new monster that is being added to Monster Hunter World. Now, this is not necessarily a new monster to Monster Hunter. It is just a new monster to Monster Hunter World. And that monster is Lunastra. Now, this is the female companion of Teostra, so to speak, even though they say in the description, it's not really confirmed whether or not she travels with her mate Teostra, but, you know, basically, she is to Teostra as Rathian is to Rathalos. You know, they have a relationship. I don't want to say that they're like the Black Diablos to the Diablos, because that is a highly dysfunctional relationship that those two have. These seem to be in much more better terms, as they will team up to fight against you, as we got to see in the Japanese live stream footage, and it was friggin' fantastic. I loved watching that because they got like the double supernova going, and I was just like, holy crap. The Nova is already like a friggin' nightmare to so many people. I can only imagine what this new double supernova wombo combo is going to be like. But it is interesting to see two tempered elder dragons, you know, unite their forces in order to fight against the hunters. I think that is going to bring a couple of interesting fights and some interesting challenges to Monster Hunter World. And I'm pretty happy about fighting those two tonight, as it turns out. I'll be live streaming that on Twitch, by the way, if you guys want to go watch some of that action. The other thing that I thought was interesting was how in the trailer they kind of showcase Nergigante against Teostra and Lunastra, and I was just thinking to myself, I mean, I'm like 99% sure that Teostra alone would kick Nergigante's ass 10 ways from Sunday. You put Lunastra in there, Nergigante is just dead boy. Anyway, let's get started talking about some of the armor sets that you are going to be able to get with Lunastra. I mean, the armor set that you're going to be able to get with Lunastra. It has, some of the parts are a little bit different from the Teostra set, but it is very similar. It is naturally of a different color. And the skills that you're going to be getting with this armor set, this is for the alpha version, I believe. Again, I'm collating information from the live streams, also from Arekkz's video, because he had insider information, so I'm collecting some information from him, as well as Gaijin Hunter, who also put out a video talking about these skills. So I will link both to Arekkz and Gaijin Hunter, and thank you guys very much for sharing the information, because I was not privy to some of these things. But anyway, the armor set is going to have wide range level 4, so that is the skill that you usually have for your support set, so that whenever you drink a potion, your whole party gets benefit from it. You have health boost level 3, free element ammo up level 2, blast attack level 3, tool specialist level 3, peak performance level 2, evade extender level 2. Now, this is with the alpha set, and the interesting thing about the alpha set, which actually Gaijin Hunter brought this up, was the fact that it has a lot of decoration slots. Like, we're talking, for an alpha set, it has almost like Cove to Roth levels of decoration slots. That means that the beta version of this set is going to be insane for you to be able to just completely customize to your liking with all of the decorations that we've been acquiring throughout all of this time. So that's pretty cool. The other thing is, this particular set actually has a set bonus. You got a 2-piece set bonus, which has your stamina cap up. Now, that is essentially the same bonus that you would have in the Anjanath set. I don't know if it's a 2-piece or a 4-piece, but that's the Anjanath set bonus right there. And then you have on the 4-piece set bonus, Mind's Eye Ballistic. So that's the same 4-piece set bonus as the Rathalos set, which is pretty damn sweet. Then, when it comes to weapons for Lunastra, and this was something that completely blew me away, I was not expecting this at all, but essentially Lunastra has 3 different variations per weapon type. So not only you get to craft all of the weapons, there's a Lunastra version for every single weapon tree apparently, but also there's actually 3 Lunastra versions for every single tree, which is insane. And the main difference, I mean, there's going to be some minor variations depending on the weapon, and I can't really get into too much detail here because the update is not live yet, so I can't actually see it. But the information that we've gotten is that the main difference is going to be that each of the Lunastra weapons is going to have a set bonus skill. Yes, I did just say that, a set bonus skill on a weapon. As far as I'm aware, no other weapon in the game right now gives you a set bonus skill. Therefore, this is pretty much unheard of in Monster Hunter World, and it is going to make these weapons particularly desirable. Now, the set bonus that you're going to be getting is going to depend on the variation of the weapon that you craft. Now, the base Lunastra weapon is going to bring with it the Guts set bonus skill. Now, for those of you that do not know what this is the 3-piece set bonus on Basil Goose set, which essentially it grants you a threshold that if you take enough damage to die and your health is above that threshold, which is I believe about 1/4 or 1/3 of your health, I don't remember exactly, but if your health is above that threshold and you die, you actually don't die, you remain with 1 hit point and you use up the special. So that's Guts. One other variation is the mixture of Lunastra parts with Xenojiva parts, and weapons crafted for that variation are going to bring in the set bonus of Razor Sharp / Spare Shot, which for those of you that do not know, this is the 3-piece Xenojiva bonus on a weapon, which is particularly useful if you happen to be a bowgun user, because essentially this means that sometimes whenever you shoot, your shots don't actually get consumed. If you are a regular bow user, that means that some of your coatings will not get consumed, which is very, very useful for ranged weapons. But if you are a melee user, it basically means that your sharpness decreases at half the speed, so it extends the duration of your sharpness, which is a pretty friggin' good skill to have. The other variation is the mixture of Lunastra parts with Nergigante parts, and that is going to bring in the Haste and Recovery set bonus, which is the Nergigante's Hunger set bonus, which essentially what this does is every now and then, whenever you hit the monster, it is going to give you a small heal. The heal varies depending on the weapon that you hit the monster with. In my opinion, this set bonus is not as reliable as health regen. However, being able to have it on a weapon and then potentially being able to stack it with health regen, or maybe even stack it on top of Valhazak's regeneration bonus, I think that's going to be completely insane depending on how good the weapons actually turn out to be. But basically, this is some game-changing stuff, in my opinion. And I know some of you guys are probably thinking, these weapons are probably going to be way too powerful, but I do have to say, while these weapons do have some pretty unique stats, some of these are essentially some utility-based stuff like Guts, so that you don't actually die when you take fatal damage. You have Razor Sharp. Now that one I do think is going to be a bit of a game changer, but this is also going to be heavily dependent on the type of ammunition that these guns fire, and also dependent on the type of fire that you will have for different types of ammunition on those guns. So that is going to be potentially a little bit limiting in that aspect. And Haste and Recovery is, to me personally, is not something that I'm basically frothing at the mouth from. So again, it's like they do bring some unique play styles to the table, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to just completely break all of the other weapons just because they have these set bonuses. Now, another new addition that is going to be coming to the game is a new specialist tool in the form of the Temporal mantle. Now, essentially what this does is for the duration of the mantle, your character will automatically dodge powerful attacks. I don't think that lighter attacks will be affected by this, but big powerful attacks like the Nova, your character will automatically dodge that in an animation that, for those of you that played either Generations or Cross or Double Cross, it looks a little bit like the adept dodge that you were able to perform in the adept style of those games, and that is going to be lasting throughout the duration of the mantle. I don't know exactly how long the mantle lasts, but essentially it lasts for a period of time, and during that period of time your character will automatically dodge all of those powerful attacks. So this is an extremely powerful survivability tool, and it stands to reason that it was added because they're basically going to be upping the ante a little bit, particularly with the double Nova with Teostra and Lunastra, as well as the Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons, which we'll be bringing up later in the video. Now, they also announced a couple of quality of life changes that I want to go over. One of them, which is to me one of the most important quality of life changes that they've added, is that you can now discover tempered investigations when fighting tempered monsters and breaking their parts. For those of you that were now aware, this was not the case before. If you wanted to get tempered investigations, you had to find the tracks. You had to basically spam pick up tracks, and it was very frustrating. Like, me and my community, we were always wondering, like, why can't you just get tempered investigations from breaking monster parts like you've gotten all the other investigations up until you get the tempered? It just didn't make sense, and they're basically fixing that now. So from now on, once they implement this, which I believe will be tonight, whenever you're fighting a tempered monster, you'll be able to get tempered investigations without just having to farm for their friggin' tracks, which again was very frustrating. Another quality of life that they've added is that you can now change your armor pigment on every box except the training area. So you no longer need to go into your room or the blacksmith in order to change the colors of your armor. I really don't understand why you can't do it at the training area, but hey, I'm not looking to gift horse in the mouth, like it's whatever, dude. That actually makes me happy that I can do that, because both the room as well as the blacksmith are actually pretty dark, and sometimes it makes it hard for you to figure out what color you're actually painting your armor with, because lighting is extremely important, and what looks okay in the blacksmith or in your room might actually look very different once you go outside into the light. So being able to do that on other boxes when it comes to fashion hunting is actually a major step up, like you guys will see. The other thing that they are saying now is that you will no longer get the neck snap, which for those of you that don't know, that is like when you're running towards a quest and suddenly your scout flies to detect something and the camera just completely shifts direction towards something else. Now, I'm very, very hesitant to believe this particular change, because it's the second time that they've announced that they are fixing this. And I actually said it last time. They didn't fix the neck snap. I'm still getting neck snapped all over the place. And they're saying, no, this time we really did it. I'll wait until I actually see it in the game before I can confirm whether or not that's a thing. Then another thing they did is that apparently there were trophy conditions for the Trophy Monster PhD, which they were including the free DLC monsters, which meant you would have to not only do the base monsters of the game, you would also have to do all of the free DLC, which I don't think that was intended, because now you only need to do the base monsters in order to get the Monster PhD trophy. And they fixed a bunch of bugs that I personally never encountered, so I'm going to assume that a lot of you guys didn't really encounter those either. There were just a couple of glitches that were in the game, and they just fixed those, basically, so that's good stuff. But now let's talk about some more important things, and I have a couple of things to say about this topic. Let's talk about Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons. So this is apparently a new tier of difficulty that they are adding into the game, and it is going to be added in the form of special events. So these are not tempered investigations that you'll be able to get any other way. They're very much events. You can think of them kind of like Tempered Devil Joe, which is an event that comes and goes. And as you guys remember, that I said, in my opinion, Tempered Devil Joe is slightly above your regular tempered monsters. These ones are going to even be a step up above that. At least that is what I believe. I could be wrong, but anyway, what they're saying is that these are basically going to be even harder versions than your regular tempered Elder Dragons. And what better temper Elder Dragon to begin this event with than the Kirin? You know, that crazy friggin' rage unicorn that is one-shotting just about everyone whenever he's in his tempered form. They're like, you know what? We need to make this a little bit harder. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so what is harder than a monster that already one-shots possibly your whole party? Oh, I get it. He's going to one-shot your whole party, and then once you're back at camp, you're going to instantly get stricken by lightning again, and you're going to die twice. Okay, so instead of one-shotting you once, he's going to one-shot you twice in one go, right after the cart. That's what I'm predicting for Arch-Tempered Kirin. But in all honesty, I guess you're going to have to make use of both the Thunderproof Mantle as well as the newly added, what's it called again? The newly added Temporal Mantle in order to actually survive the onslaught of the Arch Kirin. This is going to be available on the 8th of June, which is about a week from now, a little bit more than a week from now, and is going to run through until the 21st of June. And during that time, you will be able to unlock Gamma level of armor for the Tempered Kirin, which is just like, holy crap. Like, I think that you guys might want to go ahead and start farming high rank Kirans, craft the Kiran armor so that you actually have a lot of thunder resistance. Get your friggin' thunder resistance gems, get your defense gems, get started on preparing a set for farming arch tempered Kiran. I'm even scared saying arch tempered Kiran. It's insane. But anyway, this is going to be followed by another arch tempered Elder Dragon on the 22nd of June. So pretty much it's like Kiran goes out on the 21st. 22nd we have tempered arch tempered Val Hazak. Now Val Hazak I'm not particularly concerned about because, like I always said, Val Hazak is a pushover. I mean, Val Hazak is very much the tempered Elder Dragon that to me is the easiest one to farm. Like, sure, every now and then you might get a cheap death here and there, but it is very rare that you actually get killed by Val Hazak. I mean, come on. I use Val Hazak to, like, test out all of my weapons. Don't tell me that you're dying to Val Hazak. And if you are, just get, like, the effluvium gems or whatever. It's not really that hard. So, Val Hazak I'm not particularly concerned with, but then again, you will farm Val Hazak, the Arch-Tempered version, and you will also be able to get the Gamma version of the Val Hazak armor, and then they announced that more Elder Dragons will follow, and they will be added as Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons, which will be further events that will be added at a later date, so that we can farm that harder armor. Now, a couple of more things that I just want to bring up here real quick. There will be more event quests in the future which will unlock new layered armor. For those of you that don't remember, layered armor is some of the stuff that we got, for instance, with Call to Wrath. We got the, I don't remember the name of the sets, the bushy set or whatever it was. But basically you get to wear those on top of your armor so that you can change the look of your character and have different armor and still retain the look of layered armor. The layered armor that they showed for this was the armor from the Spring Blossom event, which makes sense. And then this is something that I actually don't remember them touching up on in the EU stream. So I don't know if this is going to be something that is going to be coming to the EU or not. But this was definitely brought up in the Japanese stream. The fact that character edit vouchers will be showing up in the store on the 6th of June. Now, again, this is for Japan. And I don't know if this is going to be added on the EU store. I'm not a huge fan of this character edit vouchers thing because, I mean, in previous Monster Hunters, you've always been able to edit your character, you know, so I'm a little bit conflicted about that. But the thing is, you got to look on the positive side. Look at all the free content we've gotten since the game was released. It's like, look, Capcom's got to be making its money somewhere, so it might as well be cosmetic shit like character edit vouchers. I'm not particularly upset about it. I'm slightly conflicted, but not particularly upset about it. As a matter of fact, I still have to go and buy some of the cosmetic stuff for Monster Hunter World, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I want, and I've been pretty lazy about actually going in and getting that. But anyways, now I wanted to give you guys a bit of my opinion on this Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons thing, because it is concerning to me in relation to, well, what does this mean for G rank? You know, because I mean, does this mean that G rank is going to be even harder than Arch-Tempered Elder Dragons? Because I mean, let's face it, Tempered Elder Dragons right now can one-shot people, even sometimes, well, not really one-shot, but they can put you like pretty low health, even in fully augmented armor with appropriate resistances for the Elder Dragon that you are fighting. There are certain situations that can be pretty tricky, particularly when you're talking about Kiran, which I find interesting that Kiran is one of the first ones that is coming. What does that mean for G rank? You know, does that mean that they are maybe not planning to do G rank? Does that mean that G rank might be a different game? Like, I don't know, because it almost felt like tempered Elder Dragons were kind of like a step above of high rank. I mean, which they are a step above high rank monsters. And we kind of expect, okay, so they're gonna have tempered to kind of hold us over until G rank comes along. What does Arch-Tempered mean for that specific, you know, for that specific line of thought? You know, because, okay, so we have the step up above high rank. Now we have the step up above tempered, and supposedly G rank should then be above Arch-Tempered. And I know that we're gonna have like new armor sets and all of these other things that we'll be able to craft in order to tackle G rank monsters, but I'm just thinking, like, isn't that getting a little bit confusing? I mean, you got low rank, high rank, tempered, Arch-Tempered, G rank. This is like, Jesus, are we gonna have like G rank tempered? I'm just curious, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that. That's just a couple of things that were rattling around in my brain. But super hyped about the update that we are getting. Once again, I will be live streaming this on Twitch tonight. So if you guys want to show up, it's twitch.tv/Rurikhan. Make sure to tune in, have some fun, join the Iron Breakers, and go do some hunts or something. I'm definitely going to be doing Lunastra solo for the first attempt, and then I will be running it with you guys. But yeah, good times, good times. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember, if you guys enjoy my videos, you can click the subscribe button and then click the bell icon and then click notifications and then click all. And sometimes that will actually notify you of my videos. Even if you hit all, it does notify you of all of them. It will notify you of some of them because that's how YouTube works. At this point in the video, most likely the end slate will have come up. So if you want to watch one of those 2 other videos, just click on them and YouTube will take you there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.